Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brit Plays. This is Total Extreme Wrestling for our All Elite Wrestling Save, the final episode before Double or Nothing. We have got there, and obviously some big news has happened in the world of wrestling. Lots of releases, some debuts have been happening too. So lots of things to really go over today. So we'll touch on that before we jump into our episode of Dark and Dynamite. And a quick look at all the news and tidbits that's going on in my game, plus some of the things that are happening in real life. So let's start down the bottom, and obviously the big one, the releases. Strowman, Ruby Riott, Murphy, Alistair Black, Lana, Santana, Garrett, all gone from WWE and NXT. Gone, done, free agents. Yeah, for us anyway, so we could sign them right now. In real life, 3 months, so we gotta wait. Now, we are waiting. We did sign Samoa Joe from the recent crop that was released, and we are kind of waiting a little bit before we unveil him. We're thinking maybe Double or Nothing, we could bring him out, or a little bit after that, I don't know. But, you know, same sort of thing here with this one, but we need to really think who would benefit our roster. So let's go through one by one and take a quick look. Now, obviously the first one for me is Braun Strowman. I'm a big fan of Strowman. I have been since day one. I just thought this guy has all the tools to be a major star. Similar to like a Kane in a way. The big guy in the roster that's always at the top of the card. Doesn't have to be a world champion, but can be that badass guy, whether he's babyface or he can be that top dominant heel. He's got a spot. He should always be in the main event scene or thereabouts. You know, he should be one of the best guys on the roster. And he's proven that he can get over. He's proven that he can do that role really, really well. But for whatever reason, the WWE just don't see anything in him anymore and released him. Now, if I was AEW, in which in this case, in TW, I would sign Braun Strowman 100%. The only issue with Braun Strowman is where does he kind of fit with AEW, right? Not a lot of big guys on the roster, so he would stand out in that way. So he'd be a little bit unique. He'd probably be the biggest guy on the roster. You know, he'd probably have a great feud with Lance Archer. I think that'd be money. But is there a lot else after that? Well, I guess there doesn't have to be a whole host of big guys for him to wrestle. You know, that's a lot of the time people, you know, they do complain when we see those sort of matches. So there's no doubt he could have a good match with the Cody Rhodes. He could have a good match with Kenny Omega, things like that. He doesn't have to wrestle someone else who's 6'8". So I don't think that's the case, but you know, so there isn't a lot of big guys, so he would step out and stand out in that sort of way. Absolutely. Now, in TW, he's got 74 popularity, which is massive. He started the game at 74, he dropped back down and went back to 74, so he hasn't had a huge, you know, momentum swing here in TW. In terms of his match performances, he's averaging 80. Now, it's hard to really say, you know, is that legitimate or not, because I'm just having a quick look here, and he's had 17 matches involving Roman Reigns. 17 matches. That is right. So, 17 out of his 42 matches has involved Roman Reigns. So how legitimate is that? I don't know. But there's no doubt about it. You know, look at the match against Jackson Riker. He had a 71 rated match. He performed at 77 in that one. You know, recent match against Baron Corbin, he performed at 84. So he has obviously got some good performances under his belt, and he does have enough skill, enough popularity to do really well. So for me, I would be all for it. Now, do I want to sign everyone that's a free agent? And well, if business terms, the right thing to do, you sign the best guys. There's this whole narrative right now is that AEW is signing far too many ex-WWE people. But the thing about it is, if someone's really good, if someone's a good fit for your roster, why would you say no just because they're from WWE? Doesn't make any sense. You know, WWE doesn't sign someone just because, oh, they worked in Impact Wrestling, you know, we can't have them now. No, if that's the right fit for your roster, if that's someone you want, you go out and get them. So it doesn't matter if they worked in WWE. But in our case, we're trying to make the most of the roster that we got, and that's why, you know, when we missed out on Andrade, we can't sign him even though he's joined AEW in real life. We can't sign him because he's got a written exclusive deal to CMLL. I'm not mad because I really, myself personally, don't have a place for him on the roster. I have no interest in really booking him. Now, continuing on, Ruby Riott, Heidi Lovelace. Now, she obviously would be a good fit for the roster in terms of popularity. 40 popularity, so she would be the most popular woman on our roster. In terms of a character, I really don't have a lot of interest in her. I've never really been much of a fan of her, so I don't know, again, if I'd be really all that interested in bringing her in. Buddy Murphy, he's Australian, so he's got that going for him, but beyond that, he's an average worker. I don't think he really would stand out all that much in AEW. Alistair Black's an intriguing one. A lot of people believe that, he was hard done by, he's going to be a big star, he was a can't-miss prospect. I like Alistair Black. I'm not a huge fan of him. I think he's good. Would he work well in AEW? I think he would. If he had that darker character that he's got there, I definitely think he would stand out a little bit more. He's got the size that kind of fits in with the AEW roster. That's the other thing, would he stand out if he had that character potentially? So I think he could be a good fit. And his work rate, his matches, his skills, looking at a quick look right now, it's certainly there. Lots of greens there, his brawling's good, psychology's good. Mic skills are okay, he may need some sort of help there. 69 charisma is not too bad, star quality's high, so he's got a lot going for him, absolutely. And the fact that he's got, 70 popularity is massive. He started the game at 64, so he's been given a bit of a push in WWE, so he's been doing pretty well. Lana, I think Lana's 100% coming to AEW, 100%. Now, she's got 64 popularity, which is ridiculous. You think about it, you brought her in, she'd be the best women's wrestler on the roster, and that is a frightening thing that I just said, but it's true. She started at 55, now she's got 64. Her mic skills are great. Clearly, you'd have her managing Miro. You just would. Why wouldn't you? That was a good fit. There was a good role for her. Those two worked really well together. Why wouldn't you do that? Now, would you have her wrestling in the ring? I mean, you probably would. She's got 64 popularity. You'd have to suck it up and deal with it in this case. So I think personally we'll probably bring in Lana just to enhance the Miro character, which... He is a babyface in our game, but I really am liking him as a heel in real life, so I think we'll get to the point where we'll turn him at some point. But, he hasn't been that good for us here in this TW save. He has not been great. Having Lana there with him could help him quite a lot. He has been struggling, so Lana might be the missing piece to get Miro over in our game. In real life, I feel like they're back on track with him, but in our game, I think Lana would be a really, really strong fit with Miro. So that's my opinions on those releases. Santana Garrett's the other one. She's really got no popularity, so I'm not too phased. I could just bring her in, no troubles. And I'm giving her a match on this week's AEW Dark as a tryout to see how she goes. So she's got a one-night appearance on this next episode. We'll see how she goes. If she goes well, why not? Let's bring her in. We do need some more women on the roster, and she hasn't really got much name value, so I don't really feel too bad about bringing her in. Some other things. Adam Cole, he's staying with WWE. He signed a new deal there. Christopher Daniels has decided he's going to retire, so we only got 3 months left of Christopher Daniels. I think he's retiring in real life too, so that kind of, fits in pretty well. So he's got 44 popularity, so you know what that means. It's time to have Daniels lose to absolutely everybody on the roster, put everyone over, and soak up and suck up all that popularity so the rest of the roster can enjoy it. So, so that's the plan. So we're going to have Daniels kind of wrestling a little bit more in the next few weeks, putting over some guys. I think Private Party could really use a huge win like that to really get him going. So that's one team that comes to mind straight away that I feel like could really use that. Bit of a sad one, Jeff Jarrett. He died, which is really random. 53 years of age, so he's now passed away in our game. Oof. So let's hope that doesn't happen in real life. But that's, I had Michael Hayes, now Jeff Jarrett. So a couple of notable passings recently in our game. Chad Patton, he's a referee in WWE, and he has 71 refereeing. Yeah, we probably don't need that, so we'll pass on him. Stephanie McMahon, she's available to sign. I don't really want Stephanie McMahon in my locker room, nor would she ever join AEW. That's never going to happen. And AEW Dark, we had 72,705 people watch the recent episode of Dark. So ever since we did the ESPN Plus deal, so we signed a new deal for Dark, our viewership's going pretty well, around the 70,000 mark, whereas earlier in the save, we were only getting about 14,000 people. So the good news is that Dark is getting some more viewership. For me personally, because we're only allowed to have 2 shows in the game, I feel like at some point we will cancel Dark. We'll do Rampage, put that on TNT instead, and have that as our 3rd hour, and kind of focus on that and have much a bigger audience as our extra show rather than Dark. So we'll probably do that. I know it's coming in real life in August or so we might do the same thing there. And that's why we've got a lot of TV deals expiring for AEW Dark. So I don't think we'll renew them, so there's no extra fee involved in having to get rid of it, because we'll probably take Dark off the air soon. So that's the news that's happening right now. Lots of things happening. So obviously the other one we talked about briefly was Andrade. He's joined AEW in real life. If he was available, I probably would get him, but he's joined CMLL. He's their world champion in this save. I don't think I really have much interest in using him, so I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to steal him. I'm going to let the game do its thing. CMLL, they offered him a massive contract. I think it was $100,000 or something a month. They can have him. We are not interested in paying him anything like that, so we'll pass on that one. But we don't have a working agreement with them. If we had an alliance with them, absolutely I'd bring him in for some appearances, but we don't. So unless we go out of our way to try and get that, which I don't think we will, we'll have to let that one pass, unfortunately. But we do have AEW Dark booked. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. The final one before Double or Nothing. So we did try and really promote a lot of our storylines and have a bit better of a show. So we didn't go all out, but we had, some decent middle of the card matches in the show. So let's jump into it. Anthony Ogogo defeated Michael Nakazawa on the pre-show. Ogogo 21, Nakazawa 27. So I'm liking what we're seeing from Ogogo in real life. I don't like the QT Marshall. I hate the Nightmare Factory group. I hate the storyline that they're doing with Cody Rhodes. I hate it. But I like Anthony Ogogo. I think he's got something. So he's got a good look. Just needs some more experience. That's what we're trying to get him here on the pre-show. Is just getting him some matches, getting him some wrestling time. Hopefully building his popularity slowly before we start really using him on real TV here in our save. Brian Cage and Ricky Starks and Taz are out there. Team Taz, they're mocking the Dark Order on the pre-show. 58 rated promo, so pretty good stuff there as well. Tay Conti and Anna Jay teamed up to take on B. Priestley and Layla Hirsch, and they picked up the win. So Tay Conti 27, Anna Jay 29, Layla Hirsch 30, and B. Priestley 31. So the heel side of things was actually better. We are still keeping B. Priestley on the roster because we really need heels. So we still just having her lose every week because we need someone to lose, and we don't really have many heels. So we do need to sign a couple of people. So yeah, so Tay J with the win. Nyla Rose cuts a promo on Jade Cargill, basically promising to embarrass her when they meet one-on-one. We then had Santana Garrett take on Jade Cargill. Jade picked up the win. Santana Garrett, though, 34 in-ring performance. Jade Cargill, 36. So we talked about Santana Garrett briefly, but I tell you what, 20-odd popularity. I think she might be worth taking an extra look at there because that's a pretty good performance considering her popularity. And she's a fresh face. We could bring her in. I don't know if she can play a heel, but we do need one. So someone to certainly think about. I don't think that'd be a bad idea. She performed pretty well, so we might take a closer look at her after this episode. And then we had a Jake Robertson Lance Archer promo. Wow, 70 rated. Jake Roberts delivering the goods as they hype up Lance. So Lance is out of the mix at the moment. So we're just trying to get him a promo, get him some TV time, even if it is pre-show stuff. Just keep getting him involved in some sort of way. But what a promo, 70. All right, we open up the main show, and this is Christian's best promo to date. He says he's going to make an example out of Dustin Rhodes at Double or Nothing. 75. Now, remember last episode, Christian received a bit of a promo boost because he got a new catchphrase, so that's certainly helping him. And he actually gained popularity too, so he's now got 66 pop. He's gone up from 65. And Christian's on a bit of a roll here. He's doing pretty well. And now he's obviously feuding with Dustin Rhodes, two veterans going at it, because, Christian's kind of coming back with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, not really showing a lot of respect the way he should be. So, yeah, Christian, really good promo here. This is the best we've seen from him so far. This gives me hopes that he could be a main event level talent for us, because for a while there he was in the mid 60s and I was like, I don't know, like maybe he's stuck at the upper mid card, but this suggests that we could maybe get a little bit more out of Christian. Brian Cage makes quick work of John Silver, 47 rated, and these two have no chemistry. And post-match, the Dark Order, well, they're sick and tired of getting jumped by Team Taz, so they decided for once and for all, they're going to jump them, and they threw them out of the ring and held the ring strong. 41 rated, so Dark Order getting the one up on Team Taz before they meet. I don't know if we'll have time on Double or Nothing for these two teams to fight it out, maybe in the pre-show, but I'm sure we'll try and do something with these two teams at some point. Awesome Kong and Britt Baker. Britt Baker's furious at Awesome Kong for losing to Sheeta last week, so she's kind of chewing her out a little bit. She's absolutely fuming that now Britt Baker hasn't got any excuse. She's going to have to face Sheeta thanks to Awesome Kong, so slowly planting some seeds as to why we're getting rid of Awesome Kong. And we're going to have Awesome Kong and Sheeta with a rematch here, so Awesome Kong's looking for some revenge. And it's a 44 rated match. So Sheeta 52, Awesome Kong 39, 44 rated. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. So we tried to make this a bit gimmicky, and the crowd needed to catch their breath because I think we did another one earlier on. So match placement wasn't great, but it didn't really hurt the match too much. I think, if anything, it helped Awesome Kong get a bit more better of a performance. So 44 for a women's match is a bit of a tick. I'll take that any day of the week at the moment. So that's good stuff. Baker attempted a blindside attack on Sheeta, but she failed. So Hikaru Shida certainly has the one-up on Britt Baker heading into Double or Nothing. The momentum is on her side. Death Triangle cuts a promo on Eddie Kingston and the Best Friends. So Park is there well and truly with Penta and Rey Fenix working together at the moment. Looks like they've decided to join up with Park instead of Kingston, and they're promoting for their upcoming matches. So it will be Kingston and Park for the TNT title at Double or Nothing. Will Hobbs says he's found someone to watch his back at Double or Nothing against Ethan Page. So we've been teasing that Will Hobbs is trying to find someone. He believes he needs some help to kind of keep his career on track, someone to watch his back and look out for him, because he's been getting blindsided by Ethan Page lately. So he believes he's found somebody, and that of course will be Mark Henry. So nice little way to kind of make Ethan Page's match with Will Hobbs that little bit more interesting and special by making Mark Henry make his first appearance at Double or Nothing in that match. SCU took on the Good Brothers for a 58 rated. Pretty good. We had the Good Brothers defeat SCU here, so obviously looking to get the Good Brothers another win. They've been doing pretty well, and obviously SCU on their way out. So Gallows and Anderson, pretty good, 56 and 55. Daniel still performing really high. 52 is great for him. Kazarian 48, pretty good as well. So good match. Kenny Omega is on the card here, and he cuts a promo on Adam Page. So trying to increase that storyline heat there by having Kenny on this card. 86 rated for his promo. Excellent stuff from Kenny. His promos are really starting to get to that point where he is elite, no pun intended. Main event was Penta versus Trent in a 62 rated match. Trent 48, Penta 63, so to get that rating, it's pretty good. So that is a nice win there as Penta picks up the win, closes out the show. And it is a 57 rated edition of Dark. Once again, another pretty good, solid show. Alright, to close out AEW Dynamite before Double or Nothing, let's get into it. On the pre-show, we had Chris Statlander and Santana Garrett one-on-one. Another chance for Garrett to prove herself. 32 rated from her, Statlander 44. And Statlander sustained a nose injury. So 12-minute match, Statlander picked up the win. Let's hope that injury isn't too bad. I don't think it will be, but fingers crossed. So Santana Garrett, once again, 32. I think that's pretty good. I might seriously consider signing her to a deal. She's proven to be pretty decent. So let's continue on. Chaos Project had probably their best match of their careers. They took on Proud and Powerful, 51 rated match. Just wanted to give Proud and Powerful a win. They've been out of the mix a little bit since the Inner Circle has been focusing on singles as of late. So good match from them, 61 and 63 from Proud and Powerful, pretty good. We had a hype video for Anthony Ogogo, so we're going to slowly just continue to hype him up and hopefully build a little bit of popularity before we get it ready to debut him on Dynamite a little bit more. Colt Cabana, we gave him a promo just to kind of give him something to do. He's been not doing a lot lately. Diamante had a match against Red Velvet. She picked up the win to Diamante, 29 rated. Not a great match. Both women were off their game, so let's move on from that. Sami Guevara had a promo hyping himself up, 79 rated. My goodness, Sami Guevara is ready just to burst into the main event scene. So we do have a plan for Sami Guevara, but it's going to take place after Double or Nothing. So yeah, he's going to tread water for a little bit. Alright, we open up the main show with Sting. He says that he will join the fight with Moxley and the Hardys to even the score at Blood and Guts. So last week, Sting made his big return. This week, he says he's going to join Moxley's team, make it 4-on-4 at Blood and Guts. So 76 rated, not maybe the promo we were hoping for, but nonetheless, still pretty solid. The storyline hasn't been great, so no surprise. Young Bucks took on SCU, so I figured SCU's on that retirement tour. Let's have them take on the champs. And they had a 74 rated match. The Young Bucks 84 and 83. Daniels 55, Kazarian 50. These two teams should work pretty well together. There's no surprise there. So this is a pretty strong matchup. And in the match, we had Luke Gallows trying to interfere and cost the Young Bucks the match. But in the end, it worked the other way. SCU lost because of their interference. Chris Jericho and Christian say for one night only, they're going to show the world that they're still the best. They're going to team up tonight to take on Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. So we're going to see the Rhodes reunite, and we're going to see Jericho and Christian team up for the first time in many, many years. So, this should be interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. Christian and Jericho teaming together. Who knows what that will bring, but nonetheless, a good way to kind of mix in Christian's storyline with Dustin to boost that a little bit, and also, add another layer to the Cody and Jericho storyline. 81 promo is good. Team Taz says the Dark Order will regret ever getting in their way and attacking them, 62 rated. Brian Cage needs a bit of a freshen up to his gimmick, so we need to remember for that. Private Party and the Lucha Bros had a 62 rated match. Ray Phoenix, the star again, 76. Penta, 67. Mark Quinn was off his game, performed at 50. Isaiah, 56. Lucha Bros pick up the win, of course. Eddie Kingston was on commentary for this one, and the Best Friends were ringside watching on. So, Lucha Bros pick up a solid victory. We gave the loss to Private Party, but we wanted to spotlight them because we still want to try and push them, and we know they can deliver a strong match, so that's what we're hoping for. I think it probably delivered what I was expecting. Maybe I feel like I was expecting a little bit more than this. I thought maybe 65 plus. Maybe I was expecting too much, but still a very solid match. Adam Page picked up a win over Max Caster. These two don't have any chemistry. 55 rated. So Adam Page 69, Max Caster 27. So Page did his thing, but these two just didn't have the chemistry to really do much more than that. Speaking of Adam Page, Kenny Omega was on the stage distracting Adam Page, who was attacked from behind by Shaq. Now, I don't think you could ever be blindsided by someone like Shaq, but I think it kind of happened. Shaquille O'Neal was able to get in the ring while Adam Page was watching what Kenny Omega was doing and saying. And, Shaq came along, beat up Adam Page. Paul White tried to come out for the save, but Kenny Omega had his stooges, Gallows and Anderson there to help stop Paul White from getting to Page. So Shaq and Kenny get the one up here tonight, heading into the pay-per-view. Awesome Kong was challenged by Nyla Rose to a match. Now, obviously, Nyla Rose is out to prove she's the biggest and baddest woman, so she believes by beating Awesome Kong, that will try and prove to Jade Cargill once and for all that, yes, she is bigger and badder than Jade. So, another reason being, Awesome Kong is about to retire, so we wanted to have her take a loss to someone like Nyla Rose to give her a bit of popularity on the way out. Do the honors. 27 rated match, so not a great match. Nyla 49 was pretty good. Awesome Kong 41, 27 rated. So it just didn't really click for whatever reason. So unfortunately, not a great one. Yeah, maybe we didn't have a great segment to. Maybe the placement of this segment following that match wasn't good. But once again, we just struggled to really get a great storyline heat going for this Pinnacle and Moxley feud, this blood and guts match. Just for whatever reason, we just can't get it there. Team Mox and the Pinnacle met in the ring to decide who enters first at Blood and Guts 65 rated. Yeah, maybe just the placement probably hurt this a lot. But yeah, we just can't seem to get the storyline heat happening. It's really frustrating. Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone, gave their predictions about several Double or Nothing matches. Yeah, look, a bit of a cheap way to kind of boost up the storyline heat for Britt Baker, Sheeta, Ethan Page, Will Hobbs, and Rose and Jade. I thought, why not? Why not use the announcers? We've got them there. Let's do a little bit of a cheap way just to boost it up that little bit extra heading into the pay-per-view. I'll admit it, it's cheap, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Kenny Omega and Shaq cut a promo on Adam Page and Paul White. So Kenny invented a new catchphrase as well, so that's going to help his mic skills really, really well. 82 rated promo, trying our best just to get as much as we can out of this feud heading into the pay-per-view, and I think it's working. 82 is pretty solid. In our main event, oh my goodness, it's just not working. We just can't seem to get the ratings we're looking for. 64, Christian teamed up with Chris Jericho. I thought, here we go, this is going to be amazing. It wasn't. Christian 70, Jericho 84, Dustin 52, Cody 83. Well, it had all the makings, didn't it? It should have been good, but it just wasn't. 64, we just missed the mark again. Of course, we had Jericho and Christian pick up the win. Jericho pinned Dustin Rhodes. Then we had Christian and Jericho cheap shot up their opponents post-match, and they spat in their faces. So the ultimate disrespect shown to close out the show. Christian and Jericho standing tall. Yeah, look, this Jericho and Cody feud's been hot and cold, but I feel like it'll be good, but we just haven't had great matches lately. We're just having a few weeks in a row where we just aren't clicking in terms of match quality. And I feel like, yeah, probably that Nyla Rose and Awesome Kong match may have hurt us big time, because things were going pretty well before that. So that's a possibility. We got a 67 rated show in the end, which is okay. I was hoping for maybe 70 plus. If that main event had delivered, I think we would have got there, because we had a good Young Bucks match, a couple of decent ones in the middle. So yeah, a little disappointing, but look, we're just not quite delivering and executing as well as we'd like. So let's hope that things start to turn around for Double or Nothing. We really do need it to. Alright, post Dynamite, let's have a look at NXT. They had 760,000 viewers, 72 rated, beating our show once again. We had 827,000 viewers, 2,500 people in attendance, so we're getting crowds back in there, which is going well. Apparently WWE are looking to make some new contract offers and trying to sign a few new people, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. In terms of that, I don't think there's really anyone other than this Eric Bugenhagen guy, but yeah, other than that, don't think they're trying to sign anyone that we've got shortlisted, so we can't really see, but yeah. So, look, it's not not going all that great, to be honest with you. Blood and Guts, the storyline's only at 69, so I really don't have a lot of hopes for this one. Originally, I wanted this to be maybe the main event, but I really don't think it can be anymore. I guess it kind of, like, in a way, it probably should be still, because Blood and Guts, 2 rings, how are they going to do that if that's not the main event? Yeah, the Christian storyline was going well, really well, until that main event match. Dropped it back down to 65. Same with Cody and Jericho, that was in the 70s, now it's back to 69. Other feuds are going well though. Paige and Hobbs, that's really well. FT and the Hardys, that's okay. Good Brothers and the Young Bucks, not too bad. Sheeta and Baker's going well. Lucha Bros are best friends, pretty good. Nyla and Jade, better than expected. 50, that's solid. Team Taz and Dark Order, 47, it's not too bad. The Elite and Super Elite, that's probably the best feud we got going on right now, 81. So the Kenny match, the big tag match with Shaq, could be the match of the night. Quite honestly, it could definitely be the match of the night. It would be surprising if it was, but it's got the storyline heat. And we've got the Eddie Kingston and Park match. That could be a sleeper match as well. That could be pretty good. 62, could be a solid 65 plus match, let's hope. So yeah, heading into the pay-per-view, we've got our struggles. It's not going to be as easy as perhaps we would have thought, but we are hoping that it is the answer to our prayers in terms of our financial situation, because we will have a full house. We will have max capacity at Daly's Place, so that'll be a nice little, boost for revenue, and also the pay-per-view revenue as well. So we are a chance to potentially get, some money there. And after Double or Nothing, we're going to start touring, so it'll be interesting to see how we go. Obviously, we've talked about last few episodes, when we start going to different areas, it's going to play a big part indeed. Let's take a look at the popularities heading into the big pay-per-view. Adam Page up to 68, and that's really solid. Cody Rhodes 72, Jericho 84. So there's a big decision to be made. Is Cody Rhodes going to beat Chris Jericho? Probably most likely yes. So Jericho could drop potentially from 84, maybe back to 80, and give Cody Rhodes potentially the bump to get him to 75, which would be great if he did get there. He would certainly be right there in the mix to potentially World Championship caliber. Some of the other guys in the card, Jeff Hardy's been a bit of a flop. He hasn't really excelled the way we would have liked. He's still got 1.5 years left on his contract, so I don't know if we'll cut him, but there has to be a decision to be made. We have to start seeing a little bit more out of Jeff, because at the moment he's averaging 67 in AEW, which is not bad, but I suppose anything 60 plus is pretty good, but I would like to start seeing a little bit more out of the Hardy boys, especially Jeff Hardy. I'm not saying I'm going to cut him just yet, but if we need a budget cut, maybe Jeff Hardy is the guy we look towards sooner rather than later. Young Bucks mid-60s now, which is great. MJF touching 70. Park 63, which is solid. Sami Guevara ready to explode as a main eventer. He is so close to being a massive star for us. And after Double or Nothing, look out for him to really go far. So looking forward to it. A main event, guys, we haven't seen a lot from them lately. They have been very underwhelming. So that's the big issue we've got. We'll go a little bit further down the card. We saw Nyla Rose pick up a win over Awesome Kong. We might need to bump up to recognizable instead of unimportant. So Awesome Kong down to 34 popularity now. Nyla Rose up to 35. So a nice little bump for Nyla, +2 for her. Awesome Kong drops down. That's okay. Awesome Kong has got weeks left before she's done. So we can forget about her very, very soon. So it's good for her to take a few L's. Karashita, she's benefited from that too, up to 37. And we probably will have Jade Cargill beat Nyla Rose as well at some point. Awesome Kong as well. Because why not? You may as well. So something to think about there as well. But yeah, Double or Nothing. Let's have a quick look at the card, the plans for the big event. So we've obviously mentioned it before a lot of times, but Blood and Guts, the Pinnacle versus the Hardy, Sting and Mox. Cody versus Jericho. If Cody wins, he's now eligible for another world title match. If Jericho wins, then he will face MJF next, the world champion next. Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros, versus the Good Bros, and the Lucha Bros are going to face Dark Order. Now, I don't know if that's going to be on the card. Shaq and Omega teaming up against Paul White and Adam Page. Sheeta and Baker for the women's title. Christian and Dustin. Park and Eddie. We'll try and fit Ethan Page and Will Hobbs on there. I think that deserves a spot. That's been pretty solid as a little feud short term. So there's some good stuff there. I don't know if it'll be our best show, considering, we just haven't had the ratings lately. Our last PB was an 81. I don't think we're going to beat that. That was very good. Revolution was an 81 as well. So there's some high stakes on the line. New Year's Smash wasn't so good at 71. But most of our pay-per-views have been pretty good. Full Gear 76. All Out 74. Fight for the Fallen 76. And Fyter Fest 74. So there's been some big improvement from us in terms of our pay-per-view quality. So there's a lot of pressure, I feel, but let's hope we can live up to it. We did see one little medical problem. Chris Statlander, small little injury with the nose. She'll be out just for 5 days, so nothing to worry about there. And just to finally wrap it up, we talked about Andrade earlier on and where he's at. So look up Sombra. So 66 popularity from him. Of course, he's been signed by CMLL. He's the world champion. So once again, if we wanted to sign him, unfortunately, we cannot. He's under an exclusive written deal, so we can't get him. The only alternative we've got is if we wanted to give CMLL a talent agreement, some sort of alliance where we can send some talent to them and they can send some talent to us, and we'll see if they'll be eligible to send Andrade to us. That'd be the only way to have him, but I'm not too fussed about him. I'm not too worried about missing out on him. But what we do have to decide, is there a woman out there in the free agency land that would be suitable to joining our roster? I definitely think there is. In terms of popularity, it is not a lot out there, but we can definitely find someone, I would say, to come in and really help our company out. Best options probably Ruby Riott, as we said. Kairi Sane's an option, but realistically, she doesn't want to be in America, so she's not going to join. We'll probably get Lana. Mickie James, she's going to retire. Tessa Blanchard's still a big one, and Tia Trinidad as well. So those are the best options in terms of who's got popularity. A little bit further down, that's when we got Billie Kay. That's when we have the Peyton Royces to think about, and they would be good options as well. They would be solid. Wouldn't really set the world on fire, but they would be good additions to boost up the women's division. If we are looking for heels, the Iconics as a tag team could come in. There's a couple of feuds there. You got Tay J, you've got Brandy and Red Velvet, a couple little tag feuds we could do, and then plenty of singles matches that they could have as well. So they would have a little bit of value. We'd have 3 little tag teams in AEW in the women's division. That's kind of nice. That's a small little foundation to build off. So that's a thought. That is definitely a thought. But definitely there is a spot there to think about. And I think Santana Garrett, wouldn't set the world on fire, but she might be a nice little addition as a future prospect in the division. But nonetheless, we'll talk about that later. We're going to worry about Double or Nothing. That is our next show that we're going to be booking. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you join us for Double or Nothing. I'm looking forward to it. Let's hope it's better than I'm expecting, because at the moment I'm not expecting a lot. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you at Double or Nothing.